little room in the top. And it's built by a shoemaker. He built it himself. I mean, perhaps land back then was even scarce. Right? And there's a little spiral staircase up. So then the National Trust had taken it over there. And they came down, they wanted to do the roof because they love it. They do a lot of good for buildings. And they scaffolded it all out. Friday, the scaffolders came down, carried all their stuff down from here. Over that weekend, a seagull came along and started nesting on it.
They couldn't.
It's illegal to move,
They?
so that scaffold had to stay up for 2 or 3 months, doing nothing.
Yeah.
Bit of a tough walk. Maybe I'm not.
At the very, very beginning, right, everything else is done over that hill. The farmer's got a large barn, and he rents it out, and that's their studio, and that's where their set is. All right. So you'll still see him coming in the door and going out the door, but you won't see from the door outwards or from the door inwards. Right. Because usually the receptionist would be on the right hand side of the window there.
I was thinking that that house is too small for those scenes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Because the camera and the sound takes Delabole 4 miles away, which they use. Anything inside is done up in the barn there.
Martin's to her woes.
They'll walk out to the door, they'll cut it, they'll bring her to here, they'll push her back into that dark corridor with 4 or 5 kids behind her. She'll walk out to the entrance, they'll cut it again, take her back to Delabole, she'll walk across the flat playground with no cars on it, they'll cut it again, and then where we've walked in is usually a big pair of blue gates. Those window openings are the same. And you all say, what does shoes look like? There's a little cobbled path up here.
Yeah, that's lovely.
There's 8
It's like a valley.
there's 8 steps up the end there. It goes chunky, and then the top one is about 4 inches bigger than the rest, and that's where you trip over.
Oh, we won't go there then.
Yeah, over 200 large sailing boats like that coming in a year.
Right. Wow.
So this here, little dolphins, this is Mrs. Tishel's first pharmacy. This is where she is when it's the first time. Now, so when they first came, didn't have a lot of money because it was Martin Clunes and his wife put the money up to do the whole thing. They got more and more money by now with them selling, advertising and things like that. And so to develop her character, they moved her over to that one. Yeah. If you're ever asked to be an extra in any films, it's the most boring job you'll ever have to do. Well, yeah, it is pretty much. But they love it. They absolutely love it. Yeah.
Do you remember, John?
Yeah, but well played. Well, I don't know. Not maybe if you're Martin Clunes, not if you was a. So you get a nice lunch in there, nice cup of coffee. The old pulpit's in there, the old organs at the top as well, and you'll get a nice little spot. It's come up here because it lived up there, all right, and it had to be dragged up there by men and women. Yeah, it was inches in it, and you can see where the rope is rubbing down there for these people just walk down through. You've got a little groove in the wall where it comes out. You never see shots from outside looking in.
Yeah. It's very narrow, isn't it? That's nice, very small.
He drives this car up here. Yeah.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
The people in those days. And that's it there. That's it there.
Now, I did ask. See, you would have been like an Amazon back then.
She's like an Amazon now.
She's like an Amazon now. The main thing about that house is when you buy a house, you've usually got a freehold. All right, if it say that's that house there, that's a freehold. At some stage, the person in there before my dad bought it, they bought a house and they bought a bedroom in that house there. See where those 2 seagulls I said there? Yeah. They bought the bedroom there. Now to get to it, my dad, well, the people before had to knock a hole in the gable end and go into the side. now.
Right.
All right, in this
Yeah.
entranceway, and this is another big chapel. All right, and that is you can only see the 2 windows there now. This is another big chapel, and it went right over there, and it right over to that house there, which you can see that gable end. All right. John Wesley came down in the 1770s. The Cornish took to it like a duck to water, and they built this chapel, and they built another chapel up the road there. So we can come down. Yeah, that's it. Good enough. You just stick the main roads up there.
That's it, yeah.
Right, come on to
Yeah, probably good.
So, Doc Martin are always trying to look for little bits and pieces where to go, where to put Doc Martin. So again, he's shrieking there one Saturday morning. The owner, the husband, Teddy Bush, who ran out there, jumped out onto the road. His wife chased him out with one of those little tiny meat cleavers for chopping up chicken legs and buried it down across his shoulders. I said, what happened there? He said, ran past me, blood spurting everywhere. He went into his grand's place. His grand cleaned him up, put a few big homeward bounding stitches in, sorted them out. And about 2 o'clock, they sorted out their and that's where he first meets that girl that he has a little affair with. She comes down to there. Go on down. So these are all little public footpaths. Yeah. So when you come off the beaten track, you come up to these little places like this, and you won't see anybody now. But this is a good place to see all the different roofs and different heights and things like that. Because, like I say, 15, we've got any new cars coming. We just got past this. Yeah.
But did they use donkeys for these things?
Yeah, donkey.